Hello world, it is Logan and Moresh from OpenDAO. We're happy to be here. We have a extra special topic for you today because I know this one is hot. This is the question, and the question is, what's going on with the open price? Everyone's panicking. So I on behalf of the community, Moresh, I would like to ask you, what's going on with the price of open?
Hi guys, hello. All right. Okay,
Please.
so I think, yeah. So hello everyone. I think this is an important question, and I mean we keep on saying that okay, don't focus on the price short term, focus on the long term. And long term, I'm pretty confident. I mean, I personally have a target price of $1,000 per open token and above. I expect it fully to be achieved in 2 years' time, and I'm personally working towards it. And I mean, I like to think of myself as fairly objective and rational. So it's a series of steps which we have to all do, and we'll get there. So there's no question about that. But I do understand that, in the words of, I think it was Chinese, who said that the only certainty in the long run is that we are all going to be dead. So how do you ensure that in the short run, and by short run, I mean the very short run and the short run. So very short run is like a month or 2 month. Short to mid term is like 6 months, 9 months or so. So what is the price likely to do? Now, the reality is the price is a little bit out of our control. There are market forces operating over there. But we can sort of make some educated assessments about what the price is likely to do. Now, as anybody who knows anything about economic theory, price is really a function of supply and demand. You have supply and you have demand, and it's a balance between that. What is really happening at the moment is the supply is obviously exceeding the demand. Okay, so we had the private sale, and there we had to make a deal with the devil. We have private sale investors who just want to take quick cash out, and anytime the price sort of hits 40 cents, people tend to sort of, okay, I just want to jump onto the next thing, and that's fine. I mean, yeah, everybody has the short-term goals, so that's sort of putting some pressure over there at that point. And at the lower level, 20 cents is where our listing price was. It sometimes gets there. It's been there, give or take, for the last few days. I think it will not substantially dip below that because that's the listing price. What's happening right now is there are about 600,000 open tokens which are being given as LP rewards. And in the absence of any news or any new partnership announcements, etc., anybody who owns those open tokens is likely to sell them, because then they can get cash, and they can do their next thing. So few things which we are working on in order to alleviate the situation is to work on the demand side. We are working on getting in front of influencers. We are working on getting some media. We are working on increasing distribution. And that actually is not just because we want to influence the price, but we also want to increase the distribution of the open token holders so that they can then be used for various things in the protocol. So we are working on the demand side so that more people can be brought into the ecosystem, which in turn will reflect in the price short term. The second thing which we are doing in order to help is we want to allow borrowing against open tokens. So you have open tokens coming in, and if open tokens are not going out of the system, then obviously supply is going to increase. Demand is not probably going to stay the same, and that will lead to a steady downward pressure. But if we can allow people who are long open to borrow against it, then what will happen is tokens will be taken out of the system without being sold. People can use that asset, they can borrow against it, and that will in turn sort of put some upward pressure on the price. The third thing which we are working on is, actually before I jump there, so we already have the ability to support borrowing against open tokens. We have added that on the OPM. It's already there. The technology is already there. So people can, in theory, borrow against open tokens already. But we are not releasing that right now because we need to reach, in my mind, about 2,500 holders before the system is a little bit self-supporting. If the number of open token holders is a bit too less, then the system may be a little bit volatile. So we are trying to reach a point where enough people are holding the open tokens. So we already have it on the OPM where lenders can lend it, borrowers can borrow it. We haven't released it to the general public. Once enough people hold the open tokens, we'll do that. So that will sort of take enough open tokens out of circulation. The third thing which we are doing is we want to pass some revenues to the open token holders, which will be in the form of a stable coin. So what will happen is the revenues of the ecosystem. So initially, from the difference between the supply and demand, the lending and the borrowing rates on the OPM. So for example, if we have open token holders borrow at a max rate of 24%, which varies based upon the utilization ratio, then and if lenders are getting a maximum of, let's say, 18%, then that 6% differential can be passed to open token holders. So that will in turn allow us to have people who have open tokens, who are long-term holders, they can stake their open tokens and on stable coins as rewards. So by doing these three things, which is increasing distribution, increasing demand, second thing is allowing borrowing against open tokens, and the third thing is staking open to claim on the revenues. Those three things will in turn, I think, see a significant positive impact on the demand for open tokens. The fourth thing, which is actually the most strategic thing which we are working on, is the partnership with UMA and REN. I'm glad to tell everybody that that thing is working out quite well. The technologies are under progress. The contracts are all done. I mean, they have been done because it's UMA's contracts. And the UI is what is being worked on. We expect sometime before Christmas for everything to be ready. So we'll be able to roll out something which we can test out between Christmas and New Year's. And then in Jan, we'll be able to roll it out properly for borrowing against BTC and Ethereum, and also open tokens themselves. And that will sort of see more announcement coming from the UMA and the REN community, REN teams to their own communities, so that we can do some joint partnerships, announcements, joint marketing efforts. And that in turn will also start pushing the demand for open tokens themselves. So, I mean, long term, I'm not concerned at all. Short term, I think what we need to do is get these UMA rollouts done, get the borrowing against open tokens, distribute revenues to open token holders, all of which should be done by, I would say, Jan end, to be safe. It will be ready much sooner than that, but depending upon the Christmas and New Year's breaks, people will disappear, so things will become a little bit out of our control. But to be on the safer side, by end of Jan, I'm fairly confident that the measures which we are putting in will start reflecting in the token price. So stay steady, don't panic. The project is a solid project. We have put a lot of thought on it. We are working like crazy. The product is being delivered. Everything is moving according to plans. Give it time. It will reflect.
Okay, so just to reiterate, what it sounds like you're saying is that you, or rather OpenDAO, has multiple levers which can be pulled to not control the price, but to keep things stable as long as we need them to reduce the supply. There are some measures that could be taken.
At the end of the day,
sorry.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the price is a reflection of. At the end of the day, the price is a reflection of how well the project is doing. Okay, long term, we are very confident. Short term, it's about what products we are rolling out, what announcements we are doing, what news we are getting out. And that is something which we're working on. You can't lose sight of the short term by saying just, okay, focus on the long run, etc. Because the reality is everybody has their own priorities. But even in the short run, I think the things which we are working on, we will be able to roll them out in the next month or so, and that will reflect in the value of the project. At the end of the day, the price is a reflection of what people believe the project is worth. I'm sure that once we are able to roll out the measures which we are working on, people will see the value in it.
Yeah, and so on the technical side, I'm feeling quite comfortable as well. And even on the community side, we're working on a big marketing movement right now. We've got a Cointelegraph article that's about to drop any day now, and we've got a couple big influencers. I won't say any names, but we've got the cavalry is coming. So for all of you who are panicking and smashing the check price buttons, like, take a breath. Everything is fine. Good things are coming. Levers are being pulled, buttons are being pushed. There's nothing to worry about. So
and at the, I mean, it's probably, so we listed on 26, so it's probably 12 days since we listed. We had a DDoS attack. We fixed that. We made it bulletproof. We moved our staking contracts. We set up new ones, and we are now working on the UMA thing. So a lot of stuff is happening. This is not just a vaporware product. This is an actual project. People are actually delivering products out. It's not just about shilling, and it's not just about making announcements which actually don't mean anything. Go through the white paper, go through the product roadmap, ask us questions about what the project actually is and what problem it solves, etc. You will realize how big the problem is which we are solving and what the real potential of this project is. And in the meantime, we are happy to address any questions.
Great. Yeah, and you are always quite available in the chat. I think I see you there every day. You're the second or third most active person in our chat group. So if you guys have questions, come ask.
If I'm awake and not tied down by something else, then I'm always happy to answer questions. So no dramas there.
So yeah, everyone, I hope you heard that. Like there aren't a lot of projects where you can go and just talk to the founder freely. So do take advantage of that. That's a great thing that we can provide on this project, is that we're quite transparent and very active in engaging the community. So just come say hi. If there's doubts or whatever, that's fine. We're happy to hear them and talk about them. Just
we'll always answer questions. Even if we disagree about something, we'll tell you, okay, this is why we think we don't agree with you. And sometimes we might not know the answers. In that case, we'll say, okay, we don't really know. But we'll be very transparent. That much we can assure you.
Okay. Well, I think we're probably at about 10 minutes. I don't want people to be watching an hour-long movie about the price here, but I think we covered our bases. Is there anything else that you'd like to say, Moresh, to the world out there?
No, I would say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I know you guys probably are preparing for your vacation, so stay safe.
Yep. Everyone have a happy holiday. If we don't hear from you, of course, you need to like and subscribe and check the little bell. We'll be there with you on Christmas and New Year's. So looking forward to seeing everyone, and looking forward to getting some people in the chat. Thank you, world, and we'll see you on the next one.